So the Trayvon Martin jury selection has started, right? And well, let's just go right away. They had the lawyer for the family. First of all, Karen, what do you think? The whole Trayvon Martin thing. What's your feeling?
I'm against it.
Me too.
Yeah. I just really
feel
like I feel like it shouldn't have happened. I feel like he shouldn't have died.
You know, that's why we bring a woman on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Different
That's the lady's perspective. Yeah.
She's gonna. So they bring so here is Trayvon. So they're doing the jury selection right now this week, and they bring on. Here is the Trayvon Martin's family spokesman's attorney, and here's what he has to say about it.
Had Trayvon Martin shot an unarmed George Zimmerman, he would have been arrested day one, hour one, moment one.
Yeah, but why do you gotta bring race into this? That's my problem. Really? You gotta bring race into this? Yeah, sure, if Trayvon Martin had shot an unarmed George Zimmerman, he'd already be doing time, but that's apples and racists.
Yeah, honestly, race has nothing to do with this case.
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not try to inject race into it, okay?
Please, no.
So now they bring on this, they have the guy from the Casey Anthony trial, right?
Isn't it a little weird that guy decided to be a spokesman?
You mean that lawyer?
Yeah. It just seems like it could have, it's an odd career choice for that guy.
Well, you mean Casey Anthony lawyer?
No, the spokesman for the Trayvon Martin family.
Because he says, Martin.
Yeah, it just, I mean, here's what I'm going to do with my life.
Martin.
I'm going to go on television and be a spokesman and communicate my ideas to other people. And the Martin family, like, I mean, what? They didn't have, like, anybody on the planet
You're
eager
saying
to help
that because he's not the most eloquent speaker? Is that what you're saying?
They could have done
better.
better.
I'm treading very, the whole deal. And I got to be careful. But what she said certainly applies. And what you're saying.
Just get your T's. That's all you're saying, right? Just get those consonants in there.
I'm just saying you're a spokesman, and I think the Martin family had a variety of people they could have chosen.
Right.
And they went in that direction.
They could, right? They could have got anybody. Why do you think they did go that way? No telling. Okay, so so now they bring on the lawyer from Casey, the guy who won the Casey Anthony case.
Jorge Baez.
Yes.
Jose Baez.
Wow. Jorge.
Joan Baez.
Joan.
I think is his name.
And he's going to tell us what they're looking for in the jury. Ready? Let's hear it.
And that focus on race, putting as much scrutiny on how the jurors look as how they view the issues.
The defense is going to be looking for Caucasian, Republican, gun-toting individuals who are pro-law enforcement.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for white Republican gun owners, but they'll sell for anybody who hates black teenagers. How about that?
Oh, they won't find any of them in America.
Yeah, and the Venn diagram of those two groups is it's one circle.
Yes.
It's one big red circle.
Also, in the ABC graphic where they put up the jurors, some of those people were gray. Which was an odd choice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was a black and gray.
They were black, and there were some gray people who they're going to have.
I like the first thing you said was something about, like, it's not as much about their point of view as the way they look. And it's like, a lot of times those two things are connected.
Oh.
You know?
Oh.
A lot of times.
Also, what is
that? Was a salient point, man.
What is
yeah, it's not all comedy.
I was listening. I was preparing for my next point.
Oh, okay.
That's how this works.
That's how comedy works.
In television,
too.
you don't listen to the person
you don't
talking.
At all.
Huh?
You know, in the history of 24-hour cable news during a debate, no one has ever said, you know, it's interesting, I never thought about it that way. Those words have never, ever been spoken. The day those are spoken on television is the day that host gets fired. But, you know, the Seminole County in Florida, like, you know how many people were on the jury? 7.
Why is that?
What? I don't know.
I know they're saying they got to pick. Why not 12? Isn't it supposed to be 12?
You know, that's not in the Constitution. We've learned this week we don't really care about the Constitution,
No.
but nonetheless, that's not in there.
Maybe it's just because everything in Florida is always a little bit less.
Yeah.
It's always like 3, 4 off.
Right. It's 58% of the rest of the country.
Like if you go to college there and you get straight A's, it's like C's everywhere.
It's like C's everywhere else.
Yeah. It's
University of Florida. Okay.
Florida. All right.
All right.
Yeah. I heard. Yeah. Anyway, it is. But how do you say it? Above Orlando is Alabama, right? Is pretty much. Is that what you said?
That's right. Well, yeah, that's right.
That's the old saying?
Your panhandle. Yeah.
So now what are the defense? Now who is the defense looking to get on the jury? He's going to tell us that too.
Whereas in this case, for the very first time, you're going to see a prosecution who may be looking for African American jurors.
For the first time ever, he said, This may be a situation where they're looking for African American jurors. Really?
Wow.
The first time ever?
They didn't go that way in the OJ case. They just didn't.
Does this guy just think that OJ was just an ex-football player who did those crazy funny movies? What are you talking?
He forgot all about it.
The first time ever? Yeah, they don't like to, prosecutors don't like to put black people on the juries because they tend to slant the verdicts towards justice. And we don't.
We don't want that.
We can't.
Prosecution does, yeah, they don't want any part of that.
This guy, and that guy's an expert, by the way.
The thing about Jose Baez is that he is cashing in wisely right now.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing that Jose Baez doesn't want to do, I think, is take another high-profile case. Because then because he will lose.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, somehow that guy won the Casey Anthony case. Somehow.
Florida, it's crazy. Florida. Well, there was a case in Florida just the other day where a guy gets out of his room. There's a guy, his next door neighbor is having sex with his wife in his living room. He shoots the guy. And he uses the stand your ground. He gets off free.
Wow.
He said, I thought he was raping her.
Yeah.
Your next door neighbor is raping your wife, and she's doing the reverse cowgirl. I don't think that's how you know it wasn't a rape, right?
And it's the same week as that freaking case in Texas, where the guy, you know about this case in Texas?
No.
Guy goes on Craigslist. When this story was explained to me, I said, okay, you're leaving out a fact because this can't possibly be true, except it turns out it is true. Guy is in Bexar County, which is where San Antonio is, I believe. And he goes on Craigslist and he orders up a girl and she comes and he gives her $150, a girl on Craigslist. She walks around his place for 20 minutes, right? And then she says, I gotta go give the money to my driver. And he realizes, I'm about to be out $150 and I haven't had sex. She goes to the car. He, being in Texas, grabs his AK-47, goes out, shoots into the car, hits the girl in the neck. She's paralyzed. 7 months later, she dies from her wounds. He's charged with murder, but he gets off because there's a Texas law that says that you can defend yourself with deadly force during a theft at nighttime. The word nighttime is in the law. And he was acquitted. He shot deliberately into the car and killed her.
That's Texas justice.
That's Texas justice.
That's right. We've got to protect our Johns. That's the important thing.
Every John needs to have an AK-47 in Texas.
I want Johns. We're trying to increase business here.
It makes me think that being a hooker on Craigslist is not safe anymore. That's my concern.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be in the old days. Now you don't know who's out there.
People were gentlemen and ladies.
Yeah, it used to be there would be priests would come.
I like that he needs an AK-47.
Got it in his car. Got it at the ready.
Yeah,
got it in his car
it's just
at the
right
ready.
there. Either for hookers that are going to run with your $100, or if some gorillas come.
150.
Oh, sorry, 150.
It was $150.
Then it's justified.
Yeah.